Wow, your favorite Sunday evening drummer back again with another episode of the Carnival Rough live. And it is November 1st. Can you believe it? November 1st is here. It is 2 more months in 2020. It's a wrap. What a year. What a year. Two quick plugs before I introduce my first guest for the evening. Another fantastic show, by the way. First, as you can see on my t-shirt, get out and vote. I think November 1st today is the last day to get your early voting. And then November 3rd is election day. Be heard, people. Make a change, make a difference. Don't assume that everybody else have it. Also, speaking about that initiative, if you check on our Instagram and our Facebook page, there's a 20 for 20 initiative out of Florida. You want to check on that. 20, get 20 friends. That's 20 votes. Make a lime out of it. Check out the details on our Insta and our Facebook page. Speaking of which, today's show is powered by WU, aka Western Union. So if you didn't know, very interesting. Western Union is now allowing you to send funds directly to Trinidad and Tobago. And what you can do once the receiver gets the funds, they could just dial up a number. And let me run this. They could dial up a number and they could then get that funds transferred directly to their bank. So they don't have to go and give their ID in person and ray. And they could practice the social distancing, make a phone call, say, hey, my buddy sent me some funds. Christmas coming in 2 months. I need to buy my gifts. I need to survive. I need to pay my bills and make things happen. So shout out to Western Union for making this show possible. First guest. Where we should do a bit of a roll call, but let's get our first guest going. Introducing out of, well, I want to say representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I don't think he's in St. Vincent and the Grenadines right now, but let me roll down and let's just run the reel and that will say exactly what I need to say.
Like Jesus Christ on a party I'm at so I will rock up front to the back so DJ we keep the girl them hot so and she want me to know she really love the road. She don't care about nothing else but the road. Can't talk to me right now, no. I'm in the middle of something. What's that the crazy people jumping off in the van? All kind of different thing they have in their hand.
Somebody say, listen, when I first welcome to the show, first of all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
When I first got, I left that clip of Party Animal last because I think for the world and definitely from probably me, when I first got introduced to Problem Child, it was Party Animal. And was that 2007?
Definitely. 2007. Yeah, it kind of got way bigger later that year. Into 2008. Yes.
Right. And for a minute, and I haven't heard that in a while actually, because for a minute everybody was, hey, can I get a woo woo? That was the anthem.
That was the thing, right?
For years.
Yeah.
For years. I know you've done several interviews.
What are you drinking?
And I've seen, on Insta Live and this and that and that. How has things been for you in general?
What are you drinking?
Jungle juice.
I don't even want to know what's in jungle juice. 2020 been cool, going through the struggles just like everybody else and trying to find a way, figure out a way to beat the system and circumstances and stay afloat and survive and stay happy, and stay healthy, and remain blessed just like anybody else, man. But I've been able to use the struggles as I always try to encourage people to do and turn it into some positive things. So that's what I've been doing,
Right. I never probably read one of your bios or your bio. And I want to know exactly, well, first of all, the name Problem Child usually happens when you give your parents real static. When as a child, it's like, hey boy, this child has a real problem, right? So, but when did you decide that was that a nickname or How did the old problem child come about?
Yeah, when I lived in St. Vincent before I migrated here, I used to come here, and then it's the older fellas on the block, what I mean, would always say like I always look like I'm up to something. You're a real problem child, like, I needed a moniker once I started getting into music, so I ran with it. To cut a long story short, but then it kind of fits me because being the perfectionist that I am, people always seem to think that I'm very problematic. But it's not that. I always think that something could be done in a better way or a better form, or we could derive better results based on
Yeah,
our efforts, or even our efforts ourselves could be better. Like my work ethic is like crazy, and like
yeah,
people who don't share the same sentiments as me as far as work ethic goes, they usually get a hard time for me. And then on top of that, I'm a bit of a practical joker. Like if we go, I'm gonna snap on you all day long and talk jokes and so on and so forth. And
right.
I'm pretty outspoken, which shouldn't be something that's problematic. That should be something that's welcome. But I'm a
Yeah,
pretty outspoken. People don't like the truth sometimes, but I'm prone to always speaking the truth. Sometimes it's not what people want to hear. Some people
yeah.
rather you tell them what they want to hear as opposed to what the truth is or your
True.
humble opinion. So
It's weird they should say that though. I
it
have that
ties
same
into one.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that same problem. And my brother calls it, I think he calls it brutal honesty, but he says that you have to be the bigger man to be that person because a lot of people are scared to tell people the truth.
You know what I mean? And
Understand?
I wanna be told the truth as well. At least an honest version of your opinion. If not so
Yeah,
much the truth, because the truth is something that's a fact, but
right.
at least the most honest version of your opinion.
Yeah, and I agree. I
You know,
mean, the saying is the truth hurts. So I believe
it
in
shouldn't.
these times, especially in life as general, sometimes we have to learn as humans to, even though you want to tell somebody the truth, that you should still transmit it in a positive way or be
Yeah, 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 yeah.
constructive criticism, not just criticism, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
yeah,
rude about it. I'm like, listen, man, I hate to tell you, but this is what I think, and I may even tell you why I think that way, and from my
yeah,
point of view. And if you want to disagree with me, fine. But as far as I go, like for instance, if I have halitosis, if my breath ain't fresh, and me and you are friends, and we in a group, and you don't pull me to the side and tell me, yo, problem, fix that real
yeah,
fast.
yeah, yeah.
You're doing me a great injustice. You have me in people's faces. People probably gonna be talking about me for God knows however long. You know what I mean? It might have been a one-off incident and they thinking that's how it is. So tell me the truth, please. Always. I welcome the truth.
Wow. I what I want to know, because I right before this interview, I was thinking, are you born, raised St. Vincent, and
Yeah.
then migrated?
Yeah, I migrated, but I was always like coming to the States. I was born in
Right.
St. Vincent. Yeah, definitely.
So your career took off when technically you're already living in New York, huh?
Basically, yeah. No, basically, yeah. What I'm talking about, yeah. I was already living here. Yeah.
Mm,
I was already here. But you see, I was always somewhat popular back home in St. Vincent, for like dancing or the arts or drawing or liming or just being popular, dressing a certain way. I
right.
was just some people are just popular. And then, few people knew about this little talent I had with music. So once I decided to take music seriously, it was a little bit more welcome, a little bit more easily welcome, at least in St. Vincent. So when I
Right.
put my songs out, although I lived here, people still remembered me from, oh yeah, 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 problem, yeah, and so on and so forth.
Right. Because you guys so clearly, Vincy doesn't have that problem where, like Trinidad, if you're Trini living in Trini and you move away, then they'd already want to consider a Trini like a foreign use. And you have to work twice as hard to make it. So, and a classic case now that, you can use an example is Lyrical, right? Where people were saying, well, this man from New York. So is he really Trini? But the man is a Trini, just happen to be living in New York.
I don't know what people. I never heard that personally because I don't really dig and dabble into what people say. That's
Right.
not
But you
people.
never, so Vincy don't have that fight down, huh?
Yeah, they have it, but
To
they
be like,
can't.
well, problem living in New York now, we can't bust because he's really not Vincentian, really.
Yeah, they have it, but they can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
They can't do nothing about it. I'm still, you know what I mean? I'm still Vincy bad boy problem child. You
Right.
understand?
So you
I,
just you
I
just basically
it,
kept
it,
pushing, saying, I'm
it's
gonna do me.
it's there, but that's something that they gotta whisper or they gotta take, you know what I'm saying, whatever initiatives they're taking to try to like build that vibe or that narrative. They gotta do it like somewhat hush or sneakily. Ain't nobody coming out and saying that.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna, they're not gonna say it to me, and they're not gonna really say it publicly. They may ask it in a technical way. They gotta be smart about it, but nobody's gonna blatantly be like, yo, problem is not really Vincy. He's thinking, no, nobody gonna say that. People not gonna have that. I'm not gonna have that.
But when did that ever have a turning point where people locally in Vincy just openly accepted you? Like, yo, problem is Vincy and he represents our area code, or that there was never that switch?
We just love music.
Yeah.
We just love music. There are people who are local who get a little bit more respect because you're local, but I'm not denied my respect. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just saying earlier, the narrative and the vibe is changing a lot, where people are starting to realize that we need international representation. You understand what I'm saying? The world is changing, and Instagram and all these other social medias, social media platforms have changed a lot of narratives, where once people who are in the box or stuck locally could only see but so far. You understand what I'm saying? But now a lot of things have changed, and they're seeing that, okay, it's not just here, it's a great big world out there. So if problem is representing us on a different platform or a different level, we have to love and accept that. You know what I'm saying? They're now seeing that there's a part of the puzzle that needs to be fitted in, which is maybe a problem child living in New York per se. But outside of that, I'm not worried. I mean, you will have the little political things, little things people would do and so on, and little accolades people would get because they're living there. But it doesn't bother. It doesn't bother, nor does it hinder me.
Yeah. You when I was doing your reel, I had to basically cut short. I'm like, this reel could turn into an hour long of hits, of tunes, because you're very, one I like and I respect is that in the crafts, when you do your song, you always kind of come full circle and you try to do your music video, which I advise a lot of artists. I'm like, yo, put out a music video. Even if your song okay, put out a music video. It could propel it to another level. But how do you, after all these years, and you have years where you hit, and you have some years where people will say you missed. You really didn't miss, but your music didn't get pushed like the years that you hit, according to how we set the standard.
Did I say slept on?
Yeah. What is Problem Child's formula for just bringing hits year after year?
I don't know. I really don't know. I know what I do, and I know I do my research. Sometimes I may be in a party, but it's not to have a good time. It's just to observe. It's just to see what's working. That doesn't belong to me. And not so much to say to bite people lyrics or their vibe or their style. It's just to see what vibe are people gravitating towards. But one thing I know that always will work in music and always has worked in music is being real. You know what I'm saying? It's writing based on life's experiences and circumstances. Things that people could resonate with. You can't go wrong with that. Cannot go wrong with that. Never. From Bob Marley to whoever, it's songs about life, songs about things you experience, songs about people you come across. You know what I'm saying? So you write, and you connect. These songs will connect. People will hear you sing about a mango tree with that bears guava. Sounds stupid, but if that really happened and enough people could relate to that, and your song is well recorded, you have great melodies and good quality, you stand a greater chance of being successful.
Right. Talk to me about 2019 Vincy Carnival. You're pushing a song by goes what is it again? Hold Your No.
I'm talking about Isaac.
One of these catchy songs for Carnival. You were pushing.
You see, that's the first.
All Your Mother Come, one of these songs. What is it?
Isaac Hunt.
But
you see, the thing is,
Isaac Hunt. Sorry to cut
you off. I never push music. I don't push a song. I release music, and some people, because of our messed up state of mind in the soca music industry, we feel like if somebody put out a song and it's good, you have a song, that's it, you're good right there. You're pushing that. No.
Yeah.
I push everything.
Right. But why? So how come that was getting the forefront and Nasty Up wasn't at the time?
Simple. Nasty Up wasn't out yet. That song was released prior to Nasty Up, a couple of weeks, like at least about
Right.
2 weeks before. And I also, for 2019, I usually have many releases for Vincy Mas, probably like 8-9 songs. And then I just decided I wasn't gonna do that. I was just gonna focus on maybe 4 songs. And while everybody else was releasing, I hadn't released a song yet, but I had the song sitting there
Yeah.
until the opportune moment. So
Right.
everybody was kind of like, oh my God, problem. And everybody was panicking, like, oh my God,
Yeah.
he's not going to release any music. But I was just like picking my teeth and flossing my teeth and smiling. Because I know I had these 2 songs. So I released Isaac Hunt, and it was just like, whoa. You know, like if somebody's hungry and you finally feed them, they're just going to gobble everything down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was that kind of reaction. But I never put out a song and be like, this is the one I'm pushing. Who am I to say that when I don't know what people are gonna resonate with? Well, I don't know when people are gonna gravitate to. Whatever people gravitate to and like, I guess that's the song or the songs, plural. You know what I'm saying? That I'm going with. But I never just put all my eggs in one basket and say, this is it. Far too many times I put out a song and I think that's it. And it does okay. And the one that I put out, I'm like, this is gonna do okay, is the one that does really well. But that's why people gravitated towards Isaac Hunt. And Nasty Up only started getting some life with like the last week and a half of Carnival.
So because Nasty Up came out later than that season.
Yeah, it did.
It never got a chance to propel until later in the year.
It was given a chance to propel, but it's once again our mentality. If you have a song that's doing good, people get stuck in things. Well, that is it there. You know what I'm saying? That is it.
Yeah.
He got there. So when the next one drop, it's gonna be people who's like, yo, people who hip to the game are gonna be like, yo, this is the real song. This is the song. Because it wasn't really even getting played like that. A friend of mine who has since migrated from St. Vincent, he was on the radio, and I messaged him to see what he was up to. And he's like, I'm on radio. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry, hit me when you're done. He was like, you wanna come through? So I went on radio, and he was like, he put me on air.
Right.
And he started doing an interview, and I was just like, listen, man, there's a song that I have here that I think you guys are not playing enough. And I know my people, and I know they will love this song. So I told him what it was, and the DJ pulled it up, and it was the DJ's first time hearing the song.
Wow.
Right then and there. I have that clip on my Instagram page, as a matter of fact.
All right.
And when he played it, he was like, I saw his face like, wait a minute. He was like, yo, I never heard this. He was like, yo, this been here? I was like, there you go again. Y'all think because Isaac Hunt getting a lot of play, I can't have another one. I have many. So he played it. He played it again. He played it. He was like, wait a minute. Nah. And then at the end of the show, he played it again like, yo. And then that's what started people realizing, wait a minute, this song is pretty good. And then a lot of other DJs caught on, and it just propelled from there. And then when the foreign guys came in, the foreign-based DJs came in,
yeah,
they heard it and they were like, yo, why did I play this song? So every event they played at, that's the song that they liked.
Right.
So they played, and then they took it, and Kevin Crown, big up to Kevin Crown, Young Chow, Tony Cross, and Back to Basics. Those are the 4 guys that I know for a fact who took the song and took it across the waters.
All right. Did you know it was going to be such a monster?
Nope.
When you first got on it? No.
No.
Because you did make that statement. You made a statement where you said songs where you think will do good normally just does okay, and the songs that you think will do okay.
I was told it was 2 people in the studio with me, and both people told me, listen, this song's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a monster. I was like, I don't know. I know I loved it. I know I recorded it comfortably because it's me. It's in the true essence of Power Soca. That's me. That's Vincy. Yeah. Which is why I really did it, because Isaac Hunt is Vincy too, but it's not what we do traditionally. You know, that whole mashup, crazy kind of vibe. Every year in Vincy, their music like that. There are songs like that. People may be thinking, okay, problem get through. We've been doing this, me and the other Vincy artists, we bring this vibe. We've been bringing this vibe for the last God knows how many years. Over 10, 15, 20 years. People before me been bringing this same type of vibe and energy. That's our vibe. So I needed to have a song of that sort for our carnival, because Isaac Hunt wasn't cutting it for me. You know, I needed one of those mashup, get crazy, blah 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 kind of song.
Yeah.
So I didn't know it was. I figured it would have done pretty well in Vincy, but I didn't know it was gonna take off like that outside.
Outside.
But it just goes to show, it just takes the right people to like your music and for it to fall into the right hands, and you're good.
I had this question, it just slipped my mind. But what I was going to, oh my God, it was such a good question too.
Should I write it down? Is the jungle juice?
No, because it was something you just said that I wanted to ask a question off of that, and then it just whoosh.
It'll come back to you.
It will.
Yeah.
We at that mark where I have another guest that's out of Trinidad and Tobago, and I'd like to bring her in because my part of the show is taking the veterans like yourself who in the game, and then bringing in the folks that are
Veteran fight war.
New.
Veteran is people who come back from fighting war. That's a young legend.
You know what? Before I got on this call, I said, I'm just going to let Problem talk because I've seen some of his other interviews, and Problem will just speak the knowledge. I don't even need to ask questions. That Problem just run the whole interview.
It's called elaborating. That's school, man. School thing. I was taught to like make a statement and explain your statement in one, so you don't have to ask the question. It's being answered. Yeah.
All right. So our next guest goes by the name of Melly Rose, and I'm gonna run a quick reel, and then get her on. And this reel hopefully it'll bring a smile to her face when she sees what I did.
Yeah, goody. Goodness gracious, that body look good. Hallelujah, that body look good. Thank you for the peace you bring. Thank you for amazing grace. Thank you for releasing me. Thank you for another. Boredom.
Well, welcome to the show, Melly Rose. And listen, I've never. This is the first time I'm meeting Melly on virtually and in person, or guess this way. And I had to go and do a little bit of research, and I found this vlog that she did, and that is the closest I said. You know what? This is the personality of Melly Rose. Like I'm seeing these videos where it's like so high end and beautiful and artistic, but that didn't let me know who the artist is. And then I found this vlog, and I said, "This is Melly Rose." Having a good time, just kicking around and
That is so funny. That is so funny that you use that. That video was made in the beginning of quarantine. I and I was like, oh my God, I'm so bored. Oh, that is hilarious. And my cheeks hurt because I'm laughing so hard.
So you all know each other? You all in the business first time?
Have we met? I don't think we've officially met.
I know of her. I've heard of.
You know, for Patrice's show, when you're about to go on stage, I was like asking you if to pop the tag. Remember?
I do remember that. And you were it was a tag on my scarf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
No. I was like, okay, yeah. But we've never.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Mad. So Melly, I read your bio. You've been doing this. One of those. I don't want to say it's typical, but it's kind of typical of a lot of musicians. You started very young as a child. It was always something to do with the church, gospel, as a child, and then you branched out. And in your case, you went away for studying, and then you're back in Trinidad to take a stance to establish a career as an artist.
Yep. Yeah. That's the basics of it. I grew up, my dad is a pastor, so I grew up in church. My mom lived abroad. I went away at the age of 13. I went to high school. I went to college in the States.
Right.
And then after, I moved back home so I can pursue my career as an artist.
Right. Problem, you think Melly is one of those cases where 1 week later, out of Trinidad, she's in the US and she's speaking with a Yankee accent?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know what's So
I don't know, bro. He's
No,
making
look,
reference.
right?
He's making reference to one of my music videos.
It's
that I
it's
do.
the latest music video.
But
Yeah,
it's the intro,
Okay,
the intro.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know about all that, bro. Don't get me in no trouble. I don't know.
No, but look, right? The thing about it, when I moved away, I had a
yeah,
strong Trini accent, and then in high
yeah.
school, when you go to high school, they're like, "What you saying?
Saying,
What you talking about? What?" And
Mhm.
you automatically conform to it because it's like you're trying for them to understand you and communicate. And
Yeah,
now, even now, I wish I had a strong Trini accent. But
for
every
real.
time I try to talk like with a Trini accent, pretty, and all of them be like, "Nah, Melly, that ain't it. Don't do
So,
it." They shut me down, like
are you
all
are you
the
are you are
time.
you getting fight down locally now where people is saying Melly's not Trini?
Um. Okay, so for me, like kind of a problem that I've never had anybody say that to me. You know what I mean?
Right,
I have had people said to me that like my style wouldn't fit in, and I need to change my style to more fit in to the bubble of things. I've had that said to me, and you know
right.
what I mean. And I was like, I kind of had to check it a little bit by saying like, you know, back up a little bit, but like I have never had anybody be like, "Oh yeah, is she Trini? Is she?" You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
don't even make sense. Like,
Yeah, but
even
problem.
they,
I saw you twist in your face there. What is your advice for someone like Melly who has a style and it might be now of a mix of Afro Caribbean, American, and people locally might be saying, "Hey, that not gonna fit in. That ain't gonna work here. That ain't gonna work here." Does she change or does she say, "No, screw you. This is gonna work here"?
we never change.
we never.
We never change. People gotta learn to elevate mentally and
Yeah,
realize there's a big world out there and realize that the art form need proper representation. You have to.
right.
You're an artist. You have to present yourself like an artist.
But
No matter no matter what you do,
yeah,
as long as you're yourself, whatever the proper representation of yourself is, that's who you are. If I feel like wearing all my shirt with one sleeve,
right,
that's my look. When you look at these other genres, yes, they have an overall type of vibe, style wise, but some people are just who they are. If you look at somebody like when Missy Elliott was out, you understand what I'm saying? And
yeah,
then you look at like Andre 3000, and then you look
Yep.
at the younger rappers now, like Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to but it's still the same genre, but they are who they are. That's their vibe.
I
Yeah.
agree with that, but I see time and time again in the industry where if you keep trying to break through and you're hitting the wall and hitting the wall, you tell yourself, you know what, maybe you're doing something wrong. So you start to change something. Maybe you're doing something wrong. You start to change this. Maybe I should try this. And you try about 100 different things, which changes who you really were. So by the time you figure out who you were, you went 100 times around to come back to number one.
Yep. And you know what's so crazy though? I see that a lot. Like I've had conversations with like new artists and people coming up and they have the same thing. Like people keep telling them, you know what I mean? They need to change their sound. They're not showing enough skin. They need
Right. Yeah.
they're not giving out enough, you
Yeah.
know, stuff and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. And I'm like, what? Yes, yes, stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, and the thing about it is like just to fit in a certain bubble or a mold or preconceived notion that people have, you know. But I mean, I like what problem said, like being yourself is so important. Like, and
Yeah.
that's how I look at it for myself. Like my foundation needs to be based on me just being me and not something else, because at the end of the day, as you grow bigger, that's the person who you want them to know. You don't want to have to be somebody else or fake something or try to fit into some kind of, you know what I mean, look, when you could just be yourself, which is unique and beautiful in its own. You know what I
True.
mean? So yeah.
They do it. They tried it. They used to try. I don't even know if they still try because I don't pay nobody no mind. Tell me
Yeah.
about you know what I mean. I'm too hip hop into this, bro. I live in Brooklyn, bro. What you expect?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? What do you expect? This is me. And guess what? If you put me in a room with any one of these other people from any one of these other genres, they're gonna see me. which is what we
Right.
want, right? Because you want somebody to be able to represent the culture, brand wise, not just music wise. You know, you
Yeah.
don't want if I reach out to somebody for a collaboration, you know, and they're not sure about me and they go to my Instagram page and I look like a joke.
Right.
They're not going to take me seriously.
Right. Because that's your brand. Like
That's their brand. They gotta be able to. They gotta be able to feel like, okay, this guy's cool. Yeah, I can hang around this guy. Whether it's dancehall, whether it's pop, whether it's hip hop, whether it's country music. You understand? You better be able to present yourself a certain way. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Safari, by the way. Good friend, Reggie. Did a song with me and stuff. You think he would have? You think if I would have came looking awkward, non-artist ish,
yeah.
he
True.
would have even thought to do a song with me?
No.
No, the vibe gotta fit, bro. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna always be unapologetically me. So
For real. Speaking of that, did you make any progress with um was oh god, I have like total fart brain today. The artist from Trinidad that I linked you with.
you check my album,
Afro
track,
B.
check my album, track 8.
Afrobeat.
It already happened.
Check my album, track 8. My album just dropped last week, Friday. Problems again in stores right now. Thank you. I tell the story all the time without saying who it is that put that moment together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say your name and then they don't know who you are. Then I don't know if other people want me to mention your platform on their
Yeah.
platform. But I
Right.
tell a story of how we met and you were
Yeah.
doing an interview and blah 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 and XYZ. So now we have, I think it's track 8 on my album called No Games.
All right. So its Problems came out last week, just Friday gone.
Problems again.
Problems again.
Yeah. On every platform. Check it out. 20 blazing tracks.
Way. You've been
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, I record at home, so I don't have nothing to do but work out, watch TV, and record.
Melly, are you what do you I know you have 2 songs out. Are you working on EP, album?
Yeah, we want to do an EP. Right now I just like in between of like releasing some music. We just released this song that came out on the rhythm. We're about to premiere it in Nigeria in like a week.
Wow.
And
Yeah, that rhythm is mad. I love that rhythm.
I love that rhythm. Like
And your song is right in that rhythm hard. And guys, I have the music video, which I'll show at the end of the whole show for Melly's song. But big.
I love that. I love that rhythm. It's such a great rhythm. Like it has a song for each moment in your life. Like you know what I mean? Like if you want to dance, if you're in love, if you know what I mean? It's just like everything. And I love that. I love that.
How did you get on that? Did they come to you?
So I would because me and Kit, we've been working on projects since quarantine started.
Right.
So I went into
Is this
the
Advocate,
studio,
huh?
Advocate.
Yeah.
So I went into the studio and this was like a little while after finding out like someone really close to me had passed away. And I was just like in my bag. I was in my feelings. And Kit was like playing some instrumentals in the studio and he played this. And when I started singing my prayer that I say in the morning on it, like just started singing.
Yeah.
And Kit was like, yo, this is giving me goosebumps. Let's make something. And we just created the song and then when I heard it, after I listened back, I was like, yo, I can hear my friend's scales on it. And I was like, let me send it to him and see if he would want to bless it, you know?
Yeah.
And then
Is the other artist also Trini?
No, he's from Nigeria. He's a big artist in Nigeria. Yeah.
Okay.
And when he heard it, he was like, yo, Melly, he was like, this song is touching my heart. And probably like in 24 hours, he sent back his vocals. And that was it.
Wow.
That was it, yeah, for that tune. And
Yeah.
it was and everything crazy enough, like everything for that tune, I always say like that tune just even now, like I wake up and I listen to it because it's so sentimental for me. It's like, yeah, it means a lot to me, the song in general. So yeah.
I'm trying to put together a top songs since for 2020 for lockdown that regards lockdown. And I definitely pulled out your song already and said it's gonna be on my list. It has to be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You.
For real.
Thank you.
For real. Problem songwriting. You've done a lot of songwriting, and so a lot of artists out there have massive hits. So I'm actually I watch a lot of interviews, and you see in the comments, shout out to Problem Child for that one. Big up Problem Child for that hit, because they know the big, like, I think actually it was the Alison Patrice thing, and you just saw people like, yep, thank Problem Child for that hit. For some of Patrice stuff. Talk to us about that. Like, how do you decide you're gonna write something, and how do you now say this is for that artist? Do you write for an artist, or you write it and link an artist that you think will do well on it after, or do you write for yourself and then say, you know what, I'll give this one out?
Hey, there's no one formula. I use all those formulas involved. Like if I feel like I have a rhythm and I can hear somebody on it,
Yeah.
I may say, I know I have to write a song for this person. So I start vibing as if I'm that person. Sometimes I just go ahead and write,
Yeah.
and it ends up sounding like somebody else. There's no one way. It just happens. It just
Right.
happens. So it's kind of like, how should I say? It's like if you play cricket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know, you can stroke.
Right.
You know what I mean? Square cut, hook
Yeah.
shot, whatever works. Depending on what ball is bowled to you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like there's so many different approaches. I could be in the shower, you know, singing something, and I just don't have a beat, and I put it in my voice note, and I send it to one of my producers, like, yo, build something for this. So there's no one where, like, in the last 2 days I wrote 4 songs, right?
Right.
Five
And you just
songs.
wrote them with just because you were fluid.
There's no penning. I record. I listen to the beat and I hear it, and I just repeat what I hear in my head. So as opposed to putting it on paper, picking it up, going to the mic, singing, because to put it on paper, you have to hear it, you know. You hear it first, you mumble, and you write that down. So instead of writing it down, why not just record it? You understand what I'm saying? So the paper is like the middleman. I just cut out the middleman and go straight to the source and put the vocals down. So while writing, I'm recording. So by the time I'm done writing a song, the song's already recorded.
Yeah.
I can listen, and in that regard, it's so much better because you listen back and you can listen for harmonies, you can listen for ad-libs, you can listen for what I call answers and grabs and so on and so forth. So that's how I do it. And then whoever it fits, like Patrice recorded a song yesterday that I wrote last night. That's how I go. She recorded a song yesterday that I wrote the night before. Yeah, something like that.
So you just wrote it, was like, Patrice, I think this is for you. Boom. She went and recorded.
She loved it right away. I sent it to her because it's in 2020. Yo, I recorded it, I sent it to her right away. She's like, oh my God, I love this. Send me the lyrics. And she went and she recorded it. And and I also did a couple of other songs, and another one of my favorite artists just messaged me prior to this interview and told me, yeah, I like this one, we can do this one, so on and so forth. So it's like, you know, it's just nonstop work. It don't always work, because for that, sorry to cut you, for that one, let me not make it sound like it's easy. Your work ethic just have to be crazy, because for the one song that artist just accepted, I sent 5, and they only accepted 1 of the 5. But it's, you know what I mean, it's work.
It is.
Those other 4 I'm gonna revamp or probably see if somebody else like it, or someone else fits someone else better than it fit this person. It doesn't mean the songs aren't good. Sometimes people accept songs based on the mood they're in or the subject matter. They might not want to say or speak on certain things.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm never discouraged by that. So yeah.
I'm here smiling because since the lockdown, I revamped our merchandise line, and I've been pumping merchandise 24/7 almost every day. New designs, new concepts, new collections. And I tell you, at times I'll wake up at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. because an idea just pops. I might get up to go to the bathroom and say, yo, this could work, right? And then I want to go and start drawing it or typing it up or Photoshop it. How do you sleep, though, if you are so creative where you writing, thinking, so how do you probably will just wake up and be humming something in your dreams and just decide, I got to wake up and go and record or write?
I'm pretty sure Melly does the same thing. It's the same way you function. Let me tell you something.
No, but this is a new thing to me. Like, I was asleep 8 solid hours strong, 8 to 10. I'm the biggest sleep in the world, and now I'm like 5 hours because my brain just.
You gotta be borderline possessed or crazy. You gotta be borderline. Like me, like I'm in a party and I might be having a good time, but at any given moment I might just stop and rock back.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting vibes. And I might go behind the speaker or something and put something in my phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm driving. It's okay, I'll give you an example. I love music. And I don't know if Melly's the same way as far as what I'm gonna say. I love music, but it's very rare when I get a chance to listen to other people's music. I have to hear it. I have to make the effort. Like I love
out of your way to
I love hip hop. That rhythm that she's on, I know it dropped. I haven't heard a song.
I haven't, because he's just so into your music.
Because he's in his own creative space. He's creating his own sound.
I love soca music, but I don't listen to it.
I
don't listen. I do not listen to soca music.
Only how I hear stuff is if somebody send me stuff. Literally.
I come across it.
I agree, but I'm the same way. But when I do come across something I like, I will beat that on repeat. So I'll tell you, like, there's a song by Cal P and Jimmy October, and I listen to that song on repeat probably every morning, 5 times a day while I'm showering until I can't even stop. And then next week, I'm listening to Bohemian Rhapsody on repeat.
I get to listen to music when I'm working out, but a lot of times, let me tell you something. I listened to a beat for 3 hours in the gym a couple of days ago, trying to come up with a song for it.
Oh, that's me on my sofa.
On repeat.
I do that home.
One beat.
I do that home.
One beat, trying to come up with a song.
3 hours straight. And that was only for that time period. It took me days of doing that. And the song came out.
Borderline.
No, but the thing about it, I understand what he's saying there, because it's like the more you listen to it, the more the different concept, the different like it comes to you. The more you listen to it, just walking around your house, just playing it on the speaker, it just comes. Like I'm getting.
And that's how I'm able.
Exactly what you.
That's how I'm able to write multiple songs on a beat as well. That's how I hear different things. And guess what?
You hear different things, and then bam, you write 3 songs to one beat.
If I wasn't doing that, there would be no Nasty Up, because Nasty Up came to me in the gym. One word came to me, insurance, and asked me what the heck insurance have to do with anything. When I first heard it, I had no idea. That's all I heard. I ain't hearing nothing. I heard insurance. On the beat playing over and over. When they got to that certain part, all I heard was insurance. I was like, insurance? What the hell?
I know.
Just so? I'm supposed to run a commercial for this? I'm supposed to do a Geico ad for this? Insurance? But I was like, wait a minute. If you have insurance, you don't have to worry so much. Because even if you mash up something, you'll get it back. Holy smokes. Insurance. The word for the day. Insurance.
Wow.
And I took that word from hearing that word, and I tried to get it out of my head.
Right.
And it would not leave me. So I was like, okay, I have to use insurance, and I figured out why it came to me and how to use it. So when I'm singing, we go mash up everything, like everybody just ball out. Insurance.
People were on the song insurance.
So you see why exactly. So you see why it came to me. And I didn't fight it, because if it wasn't leaving my mind,
it's not going to leave someone else's.
Common sense. It's basic.
Yeah.
Don't fight it.
You guys are like me when I go to watch a movie or TV. Like, I can't watch a movie as a regular movie goer. I'm watching camera angles and lighting, and I'm missing the whole show because I'm so, oh my God, did you see that shot that director just did? But a person that's seen what I see, because I want to use that in my next. I'm speaking of that though, like that intro for your music video with the car scene and thing, that was so insanely mad tight. Like I'm saying, wait, I felt as if I was watching a movie that was about to launch.
Yeah. Shout out to Precisely Films. He do all my music. He did Good Up. He did Whole Heart. He did Nasty Up. He did a good bit of my videos. We have a video dropping in about 2 weeks or something like that too. I'm not supposed to say it, but okay.
His work is really good.
Yeah, he's very
good. Underground, because they keep saying that we need more. They need more music. So drop. And
they gotta buy the music though. They gotta purchase it. So
I think that's where we are right now. People are spoiled and not buying, especially our people. Like they're accustomed getting it or begging for it or trying to somewhere, and and how do we now become like the rest of the world and say, yo,
But it have
buy
so
it.
many. I think we also need to introduce them to streaming platforms because their streaming
Everybody knows
platforms
about
are
iTunes.
They know.
so streaming.
They know,
No,
They
not
know.
even just like Spotify
right?
and
They know.
okay.
I
Yeah.
I think they know. I think enough people know.
I'm gonna have to start taking a poll of how many people in the Caribbean or from Caribbean descent or live in the States would buy their music and support. Hey, problem, new album drop. I mightn't buy the old album, but I'm gonna buy a song or two. And if the old album
That's
is
all it
affordable, I'll
takes.
buy the old album.
Bro, you could download it. You don't even if you can't afford to and you have the means. Like I made an argument the other day, and forgive me, this might be somewhat lengthy, but I'm gonna try to cut it as short as possible. There's no reason why soca artists can't go platinum or gold.
Yeah,
It's only $500,000, 500,000 records sold
right.
to go gold. 500,000.
Yeah,
Think about how many people of West Indian, Caribbean descent, forget the Caribbean itself, live in foreign.
yeah,
Africa, Asia, Europe,
yeah,
America, right? All the continents. Think about how many of us live here. We could send each artist that drop an album go at least.
yeah,
It's millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of us. We could zoom in on one record. We could zoom in on Melly's record and make that platinum tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that record costs like the most of the cost is $1.25, but more than likely it probably costs 99 cents.
yeah.
If I bought it, you bought it, you trying to tell me 500,000 people can't spend 99 cents each and buy a record?
100,000 and they go.
And if it goes gold, it's recorded.
Yeah,
They can't tell you, oh, I don't think that many people. It's digital. We live in a digital era.
yeah.
If that many people buy it, you're getting a gold plaque, Melly. You're getting a gold plaque. Hands down, no question. They can't deny you. Then you could hold this plaque up and say, look what I did. And encourage others to do it. But we have to get that support. It's easy. I don't know if there's lack of knowledge or that's the other reason why we're not a genre. People don't realize that. You can't, when they want to drop a Billboard 100 soca album charts, how are you going to do it when they only got like 5-6 albums out?
yeah.
They're not going to do us a favor.
That was the same discussion we've been having on already live, that people want to petition
Petitions ain't going to work.
genre, but they're not going to move that thing. They want numbers.
They want numbers. They want numbers. They want
But
those
the thing
people.
about it,
Sorry, go ahead.
but the thing about it also locally, like I don't know if people are able to buy, like I have cousins that don't have cards to be able to buy stuff online.
Which is why I said forget locally for now, because we
Right.
understand that some people might not be able to or have the means. Something
right.
as simple as setting up a credit card to do that. So, but even without the Caribbean and the people who live there, the foreigners can do it. We have more than enough.
Yeah.
We have more than enough of the people who's out here to do it, but for whatever reason, they don't do it. Sometimes they're watching, boy, if he gonna get too big and start a thing, he'll feel like he this and he think he that. We gotta start to respect our artists as artists. No this to nobody. Not because a man is living next door to you. And he's a star. If he has accomplished something, he's a star. And he has a right to feel like he's a star. It's not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he should tout and carry on no type of way, but you got to give him that respect. You can't be like, but he live around the corner from me, but nah, come on. You know what I'm saying? That ain't right. Showing up to be like, but you can't get in, but I think because whatever. We got to respect our artists a little bit more and purchase the music. We're never going to become a genre without numbers. Mark my words. Never.
We do need more.
That whole is a starting. You're preaching to the choir. I tell people that all the time. We as Caribbean people need to give each other off their flowers and not do this coasting thing. If a man doing good or a woman doing good or whoever, just praise and props. Not this whole, he thinks he's a superstar. Just as big as he and Ray and she's nobody. If somebody doing good, big them up. It ain't hard.
But the person still has to remain humble in that regard as well. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying, but do you have people out there humble doing their thing, and someone won't boy, Melly, wicked work. Keep up the good work. They'll watch Melly and be like, she thinks she make it, boy,
Yeah.
And Melly ain't showing off. Melly ain't coasting. Melly just doing what Melly has to do.
That's
And
what
I want to see people, us Caribbean people, support each other and give them that props.
Yeah, we need to
Pick
and
up
like
Vin Diesel or I don't know.
yeah, push the music too. If something is out, man. Like let me tell you something, right? I went out during the COVID-19 situation, right? And it was at an event. It was a contract that I had to honor. It was either that or give the people them back their deposit. And I wasn't about to do that. Not in a pandemic. I went out and I performed. A lot of people disagree with it, which they have the right to, right? But it was a big thing, right? It was a big thing here and there. Oh God, and this and that, and oh, problem you're this and that, you're irresponsible and ting. They always feed it on the negative. My album drop, crickets. So if you didn't want me to go perform, you should have been buying my album. I would have been making enough bread to feed my family, so I could be like, I don't gotta perform because my fans are buying my album. So don't not buy my album, and when I try to make money, you criticize me. It sounds stupid.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. And not to be Melly. Not to be disrespectful, but that can't work for me. You know what I'm saying? Purchase the album. Nobody posting up the album on their platform and saying, "Oh, look, great album, ting." But if I walk down the street, back in the winter time, they can say, "Look, problem gone crazy. Look him outside, cold, and he beer back." They know why. They don't know if the doctor tell me to do that to save my life, but it looking hard to them. So it's a big deal. But the album drop, and it's left to me and my team and my fans and my people to promote the album. Where are these people? Where are these people who are in my comments like, oh, talking all kind of thing about who passed away and it's my fault and all kind of? Where are they? Did you buy my album? You did not. Get off my page.
Right. I think what we could experiment with, and it might be a good experiment, and I'm surprised even someone like you who, was always so thinking forward, as you said, with the old 500,000 sales. Perhaps we could just pinpoint as a community an artist or a next song or something that's coming up and say, hey, just how they produce, everybody always pushing these like verses and blah, blah, blah. Let's take a song and say, hey, or this artist and say, this come out. We're going to run this week and we're going to back Problem and we're going to take any song of the album. Let's choose one song, take a vote, and let's get it to 500,000 buys. Let's make Problem go.
That won't work, but you know what's going to happen now?
What?
It's gonna what's the word I'm looking for? But it's gonna develop or cause, I don't want to say jealousy, because the next artist is gonna feel like it should be done for them, and a lot of people are not gonna want to wait their turn.
Right.
They're not gonna want to wait their turn. So to me, the simplest way to do it is this: if you could afford to, you're not gonna buy every album, right? But support as best you can. And your idea is an excellent idea. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, if you say, pick a song off Problem album and you put and say, fellas, this is what we're going to do. See this one song? It's like a Sou Sou. Everybody come on, everybody buy this song. When you drop, even me, myself, if everybody who people bought my thing, had to come back now and buy this man thing here. But you will have the other people who be like, boy, them buying them thing, teaming up thing for people and thing.
Right.
Because, and if we do it for Melly Rose, it's going to be like, because she's a woman, boy, them and them thing. And this is going to come from other artists, unfortunately.
So we should form a Sou Sou or Soca Sou Sou. And a true Sou Sou. Not bring two.
Asuka.
Soca, right. And we say, we're taking these 10 artists and we're going to back these 10 artists for the next 10 weeks or 10 months. And every month, this artist is going to make 500,000 in sales.
It could be, but it could be a song. It could be one song. And you could even ask the artist, what song do you want it to be?
Correct.
Right?
You nominate your song, and then we're going to back that song every month, 10 months, 10 artists. So 12 artists, 12 months.
And it will be easier and cheaper if it's one song.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because it's 99 cents per song.
Yeah.
The most I've ever seen. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question for you, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you believe that it's also partly the media that doesn't really push more artists also as much as they push because if we need numbers, right? Do we need numbers from the same artists, or we need a collective of more artists more music in general to be able to
Yeah.
create a genre in large.
It has
And
to be
in order
more.
for people to get to know, even know these artists, to want to invest in them, is it that our media itself doesn't introduce people to artists?
It's cultural. I'm guessing, man. It's cultural, and yes, we need more people because if you remember what I said, it's like when Billboard is ready to do a top 100 albums, which they would have to if we're a genre. Every other genre has a top 100, a top whatever it's reggae, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
We can't do it if we push in 10 people or if it's 10 people they know about.
Right.
So we need to have at least 100 albums
True.
to have a top. You can have a top 100 with 10 albums.
Which one is bigger to get more recognition as a platform or for like an iTunes to have 12 artists go gold or to have 100 artists and 2 go gold and 100 artists putting out singles or music? Which one will get us further?
Both.
Well, the
Okay.
100, if we have 100 artists, first thing first, more people would pay attention to us because we have numbers, right? And then when it's on the charts, it will have other industries that will pay attention to what we're doing. That's the thing about it. In order, like, okay, so like in last December, I was in Nigeria, and Sony and Universal and all of them, they're setting up camp there. Like they're building a whole big thing there because they have numbers. They have so many artists and so much content. And they only have like 3 or 4 artists that's on the charts and stuff, but they have numbers. They have a lot of artists. They have an industry that push their artists. They just have more numbers. And that's the thing that we are lacking. We are lacking numbers. And we are lacking unity also. That's another thing.
My Afrobeat playlist that's created by Apple, where they just have like Afrobeat songs, is 4 hours long. This is not me. I didn't make this playlist. It's people on there I never heard of.
Yeah.
We know Davido, Whiskey, whoever else, whatever.
Those are the front men. Those are the front men.
There's a lot more people.
And all of them underground Tims.
But like, there's no soca playlist.
She's like one of the biggest artists there, and nobody outside here know her. Like, but she's huge and she's racking numbers. And nobody outside know her, and she's actually fine with it because she has like, has a Pepsi deal. She's like all on the bill, like she's all over. She's all over, and that's because they have numbers. But they also have like a media house, people in the media that support them hard. Like they push their stuff. They represent. And African people are very proud. They're like, yo, this is our music. Even on the iTunes Top 100, if you go look at the iTunes Top 100 for Nigeria compared to Trinidad, let's say that.
Right.
Trinidad Top 10, there's no soca artists. None. And the Afro and Nigeria is all Afrobeats artists, all African artists. Yeah. I don't understand. Like that's another thing. Like we just need to come together and work together.
Yeah.
Like,
so my go ahead, sorry.
I wanted to ask Melly, you being relatively new, I'll say, and when I say new, like new to the scene or coming on now to push your career, and you probably watched it from outside, and you have mentors and this and that. What is your calculation or formula to get where we have to get, Melly? Like, what do you have in mind that you recommend to say if we do A, B, C, D, we're gonna accomplish the thing?
So, so from being outside, before I became an artist, I was a writer, right?
Right.
So I was like, I was writing, I was working with some Afrobeats artists. Like my mentor is actually Nigerian. You know what I mean? I was like, they took me in like their family. You know what I mean? I have a whole network there. You know,
right?
Then I was like, yo, they were like, when I came to the pivot point of like what I wanted to do, I was like, yo, I love my culture, I love my country, I want to become a soca artist because I love, you know what I mean? And then I moved home, and it was just like, it just like popped my bubble because like the people that I've looked up to, some of the people that I've looked up to has been like not not the nicest, you know. And then it's like,
Not
you know,
welcoming as you expected
and
and
then it's
embracing
like
you.
it's like the people who I was expecting to be like, yo, like the younger ones, we see that you're working. They're like, they, you know, they might be like, oh no, you're a competition. We don't want your song here, or you know what I mean, or something
Wow.
like that. Like it's just like it was like it's so mind blowing. And me, I'm such a happy go lucky, like, hey, you know, if you need my help, I'm here. You know, and then I was like, oh, but
You're
pause.
gonna learn today.
You
You're gonna learn.
so me now looking from the outlet and now being in it is two different things. Ask me what I would have thought like a few years ago is way different from what I think now.
Right.
I think one of the things, first thing first, we have to find a way to come together because
Okay.
on the real, one person cannot do it by themselves.
Right.
If we really, really want to take soca to the world, we need multiple minds to come together and create that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And also, which is very important, we need to cross-pollinate. We need
Okay.
to start putting our music and our sound in other markets.
Right. How do we do that? I want to.
Uh,
Yeah.
this comes, okay, so one of the biggest things, and me and my mentor, and just like even me and Casey and Static, all of us, we have this conversation about just marketing. One of the biggest things is just how you were saying, like people have gotten so accustomed to not investing and buying music.
Right.
Artists have also gotten accustomed to not investing in marketing, investing money in marketing, which is very, very important. And every from the Davidos to the Wizkid to the Jay-Z and the Beyonce and all of them, they invest in marketing. They do placements. They do all this stuff to get the music where it needs to be. You get
All
what
right.
I'm
So
saying?
as you're saying that, I'm going to stop you for a second. Problem: how much marketing did you put into your album before you released it?
As much as I possibly can, considering the pandemic. Sometimes it's so many different things you could do.
Right.
Marketing never stops, bro. It's people
No.
who are these are people. There are people out there who are paid to just run ad campaigns and get your stuff seen on a YouTube ad, and you know what I'm saying. It's so many different things. Marketing is not just Instagram.
It's
That's
so many things.
that's a
Yeah.
big
So many.
thing by
Yeah.
itself.
But
Yeah,
you
that's a-
have to, but the thing about it starts with you actually wanting to invest. So
Yes.
that's what I went to school for, right?
Okay.
So like one of the things, like, and I've had conversations with like artists before, like, yo, I know, like one of my mentors is actually one of the biggest marketing people out of Nigeria. And
Okay.
I've had conversation like, yo, you know, let's sit down. I'm open because I'm like, let me help. I'm here. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of times it comes to that, you know, people and I also understand like now is a pandemic and stuff like that, but a lot of times people don't really want to invest in the marketing side of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And which even in Nigeria, you cannot, any soca artist that say that they drop music here and it's playing heavy in Nigeria is not telling the truth unless they invested in marketing.
Right.
Because literally that whole country runs with that.
So you have number one, we need to be better collaborating and embracing one another as an industry, as a community. And you have number two, strong marketing campaign, like invest in marketing itself.
But the first thing I feel we need to fix home. How about that? Like the people, the blogs and the people on radio and everybody, like our circle, our community needs to come together and push these numbers and get these content out here and get it to the people, because we actually have the means, as Problems Child said, if the people actually buy the music and the blogs
Right.
actually post the music and share with the people and do their stuff instead of just picking their two favorite artists and pushing them and actually push a collective of people, we can actually like really like shell the place down.
Yeah.
Like,
Someone like Curlon out from the UK. He asked a question for the panel. Do you think the problem is too much competition in the industry, like Soca Monarch, that creates a toxic competitive atmosphere amongst the artists? Is that, you agree with that?
It could help, but it could hurt. You know what I mean?
I-
Like
you know,
it's a
I don't-
great
I'm
platform.
I'm
Right.
not a big,
Soca
Sorry,
Monarch
go
is a
ahead,
great
Melly. I'll let
platform.
you speak. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not a big Soca Monarch person. Like
Right.
I don't. I
Not
like
at me.
yeah. I'm a very like I know like I'm different. I wear what I want. I'm very much like Problem. I say what I want. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm very like I'm very secure in me. So like if anything trying to tell me to compete with someone else, I'm not even with it because I believe that everybody just have their own lane. Like
Yeah.
literally, there's no artist in soca that is the same. None.
Okay.
I don't hear it. I don't see it.
I want to play devil's advocate here, right?
Yeah.
And by saying that I agree with everything you've said. And I agree that we need to start from home and then push out. But we also live today where you don't need TV, you don't need radio to be the next big thing. You could do it on your own, off of IG, off of Twitch, off of YouTube. You could just be the next thing. So, and I'll use a classic case, and maybe it's the wrong case, but say Rihanna from Barbados. There's not a lot of artists out of Barbados didn't have a big movement for Rihanna to say, well, I rode that wave and then I got caught. Rihanna just was special, a star, and she went boom, and now she's Riri. How could Melly Rose say, you know what, I want the same mindset where I could be the next Riri, and you don't need nobody from Trinidad to back you?
But the thing about it, okay, so
Because Barbados wasn't backing her
she
until
might not have had the backing of Barbados, but she had the backing of Jay-Z and the whole label.
So how does Melly? Yeah. So how Melly Rose can now get the backing of a big Nigerian artist that then turn you into the biggest thing in Nigeria, that then turn you into the biggest thing in the US, then turn you into the biggest thing in the Caribbean?
Okay, so say for instance, I do go and I sign with a label in Nigeria and I do.
Right.
What about the youngins? What about the other talent? What about our culture in general? It's not even just a me thing. When I'm speaking,
but
I'm
it's not a you
talking
thing, but
me thing. I'm talking about a us thing. And the thing of it doesn't matter which artist like blow. I can be like, okay, I can do my stuff, put it in Africa, blow, do my thing outside. But then what about the younger ones who's coming up? Should they all have to be like fighting, and should we still trying to look for numbers when we could actually just come together and do it? Imagine if a big artist like Rihanna, right, didn't have a Jay-Z come, and she's fighting up. She was fighting up in Barbados, and then the industry there doesn't support her,
right,
and she just doing her Instagram thing, and then 10 years down the line, she blow.
Right.
When it could be that all the industry come together, we all support each other, and we actually make a genre together, and we make it solidify sooner than 10 years.
Okay. Probably agree?
I definitely agree, man, because I know exactly what it feels like to be working hard, putting out music and whatever. And it is almost as if it's falling on deaf ears. You know what I'm saying? So then you're gonna complain the artists need to put out more music, but you want music from 3 artists because you only like 3 artists.
Yeah.
But then the media is only glorifying and pushing 3 artists, 4 artists. You understand? When homeboy from around the corner right here is probably more talented or got what it takes. I always say that. I always say we're not looking at this candle over here, and that candle might be what it takes to open a floodgate for everybody else.
I agree.
And it doesn't necessarily mean who the media or who we've been taught to think could do it is going to be the people to do it, or that they can't even do it.
Right. But what I today, the media is no longer the media. Everybody is their own television station. Everybody's a radio station. Everybody's a vlogger.
But bro, if I have 10 followers follow me on Instagram, I only have those 10 people to promote too.
Right.
You understand? That's what you were saying earlier about marketing and placement and so on. Because I don't care who you think you are, these social media platforms, Instagram, you get followers based on other platforms.
Yeah.
And other placements. You don't wake up one morning and 10 and 1 million people just following you just like that. It's because I was probably seen on your show, on Melly's page. I was in this newspaper. I was on this television thing. There's a billboard with me here. I did this ad. it's a collective. Then I could use that to market to the people who cared enough to come. And even then, there's going to be a lot of people who I'm not going to be able to reach by myself. So she's correct. You need all these other things to be put in place. You understand? Okay, let me tell you something, right? Let me play devil's advocate, right? There's no way that, and this is not me speaking as expressing myself. I'm just making a broad statement. There's no way that for my contribution to soca music, especially within recent times, whether it be the songs that I wrote, whether it be my personal songs, that I release an album and it's not on every newspaper in Trinidad, St. Vincent, Barbados, St. Lucia, wherever.
Right.
There's nowhere where that should not be the case.
I agree.
You're gonna hear, he not Trini, he not Grenadian, he not Dejan. I'm Vincy, and it's still not in no Vincentian papers, and they know.
Right. Well, because on my side, I didn't know problem. So if you had said just as the press release, Dre, that would have been all about Trini Jungle Juice, like bam, bam, bam.
I know, and I'm not faulting you. I'm just saying, you didn't know.
Yeah.
But think about who did know.
Right.
And,
I agree.
And I'm not speaking from my point of view. Like, it's not personalized.
In general.
This happens to a lot of other people where they're not seen or shown in the light. Like I said earlier, let me walk down the road bareback in 2-degree weather. It's going to be plastered all over the place. But what the things that matter, which is the music, is not being given seen in the light.
Exactly.
The music and the artists and the branding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How many radio stations who are playing the songs that I released and the songs that I wrote put my album cover on their Instagram page? Y'all follow me?
And the crazy thing is that we have the village, we have the blogs, we have the personalities, we actually have what it takes to actually create a great industry and a great genre. It's just like we're just not gluing. I don't understand why we're not coming together.
I don't want anybody to think I'm complaining. I'm just stating the facts.
Yeah.
And addressing issues. I'm not mad and pouting. I'm doing fine. You know what I mean? I'm just saying better could and should be done because, geez, like I had one of the biggest songs of 2020. 2019 going into 2020.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I helped create one of the biggest rhythms, which is the pops guitar rhythm, which is Marshall Montano's Work Harder, Play Harder, which is Robert's Carry On, and my song Feel It. You know, 2 years prior to that, we had Cass and Patrice Like It Like This, Shal Marshall, Splinters, and all that good stuff. And you're trying to tell me someone who's done all these works, released their own album, and everybody seemed to not know, or even when you do know, it's just a post, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a post. It's just an acknowledgement to say, problem child about this album.
Yeah. You will.
I know the one radio station anyway.
Yeah, what I'm saying, problem. You will know personally who you reached out to and who responded.
That's the thing. I shouldn't have to reach out all the time because
I agree. You shouldn't have
all
to.
The time, not all the
I
time.
have that same mindset, and a lot of times I get left behind because of that mindset. Where I think I have done so much for Trinidad and Tobago and for carnivals around the world, and I don't get my props. And I realize, you know what? No one gives a damn. So I have to just keep saying, screw you all. I'll keep grinding. I'll keep going to this carnival.
Yeah, which is what I do. But I'm like I said, I'm not complaining.
No one came and said, Dre, thank you for bringing all these visitors to our country and giving us extra revenue. And here's a check. They don't give a damn. And I'm like, yo, the average man in the street just come and hug me and say, thank you for live streaming or sure. And I'm like, respect, brother. That's my payment that can't pay the bills. But in this case, problem, I just think it comes down to a strategy of what Melly, if you came down and say, I'm hiring this person because I don't have the time because I'm in a creative process, and that person said, I'm going to make sure this media kit, this marketing kit goes into all the hands of these people, media houses, radio stations, blah, 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 and I got that, then I had no excuse, and then you would execute the plan.
Don't personalize it. Don't make it me, for me, because
every artist.
There's a lot of people who can't afford to do that.
Right. And but it's not even just that though. Problem. It's like I have had the instance of like, okay, so as a younger artist, I'm not making no set of money. You know what I mean? So every penny that I invest in music matters. And I've had the instance of me working and paying someone to do that, and it never happened. Like, I ended up doing it myself. And then when I tried to do it myself, I've had even encountered somebody who was like, that's the problem with younger artists. They're too thirsty for interviews. Why they even reaching out for interviews? Trinidad artists and them not reaching out for no interviews. So why are thinking? I'm like, what? I was like, first thing first, I'm not thirsty for anything. And second, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Oh, for the record, guys, I reached out to Melly. I asked Melly to be in the show.
No, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's like a two-edged sword. Like, it's a two-edged sword.
Yeah, then if you do, then if you don't, right?
So it's a two-edged sword.
Yeah, I think we got really deep into that one. I think the answer is simple. we set up a structure and we make sure that on the marketing side we touch every avenue that we need to. I have had artists in the past come to me and say, Dre, I want to score in Trinidad for Carnival, and I'm from this other island, but I need a plan, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to work with this person, I'm going to get through. And they ran the course, and I kid you not, I think the year later they were huge in Trinidad Carnival, and they've been on the circuit ever since that year because they ran a plan which consisted of marketing and PR. I'm not taking it for granted because they were talented and people should have known and loved them, but people just didn't know. And a lot of times because I will do a live before lockdown when things were normal, and we're talking thousands of people on my live. I'm doing a live now, we have less than 100 people because we're so bombarded with virtual and interviews and information that now it's too much. So people are picking and choosing very carefully where they want to spend their time, what they want to look at, what they don't want to look at. This doesn't make sense to me. This makes sense to me. So now your contents have to be 10 times as good as what it was before the lockdown. If your material is halfway, people don't even want to know about it. If you put out something that don't even grab people's attention in the first 2 seconds, forget about it.
Yeah, that's true. But how would they know if it's not showcased? How are they going to feel like it in 2 seconds if it's not showcased?
Well, so that's what I'm saying. So part of it is making sure that we get it in the right hands to help showcase it. You know?
Who's the
And the sad part is, guys, you're right. You will come to me and you'll say, Dre, I need a favor. And I'll say how much favors I could do. I have bills to pay too. And then you can afford what I want to charge. And that's the Caribbean. Is you pat my back, I pat yours. And we do that so much that you hear Caribbean people say, man, I just want to deal with
it's crazy.
America.
It's crazy to me. Hey, listen, let me be a little bit more clear.
Yeah.
You can't be in the field of something and then not want to do your job to its full capacity. Right. If you're a blogger or a vlogger and you cover soca music and it's diaspora, and Melly puts out a record, it's your job to know.
Yeah.
Even if, as much as it's her job to let it be known and probably try to get it to you.
Yeah.
You will never cover everybody. But if that's what you claim to be, that's what your media house claim to be about. It is also your job to know. TMZ's everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
They are on everything.
These celebs can't go to dinner. They can't go to dinner on Mars.
Right.
They're coming from behind that rock. It's going to be somebody like, oh, so what are you doing here?
Yeah. Because I'm feeling bad now. I'm feeling bad now because this show was formed so I could give artists the platform to tell people what they're working on and what they have upcoming, and so people can be involved in the know. And here you are on my show. I've been running it down for weeks, but I didn't know. Last week was your birthday, and you digs out. But I would have say, hey, problem, I'll come on the show a week before and let's plug your album so people know it coming and let's buy it.
Yeah.
You know? But now we're doing it here.
You can still buy
it, which is
wait, problem. You're a Scorpio?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Tomorrow's my birthday.
Bop 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 bop.
Okay.
Tomorrow's my sister's birthday as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Scorpios.
Bop bop bop.
So I usually try to make this show done within an hour. We are hour 19. Because We got deep.
Bro, that does happen when people interview me. I don't know how, man. I try my best.
Yeah.
It's like them long voice notes, man. It's like, okay, just cut it back.
You definitely and I love that you go deep, and there's some other artists that I want to talk to that I'm scared of because I know we could talk for hours and hours and hours. So that said, we could put this thing to a wrap. Problem. What do you have to plug? What are you on? What's coming up?
Simply Problems Again, the album. It's in stores, or should I say on all platforms right now. Problems Again. My Instagram is REAL, Real Problem Child. So basic, Real Problem Child, and just support, purchase
Right.
whatever you could purchase. If you could buy one song, buy a song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So yeah, everybody in this live, when you get off, Problem Child, buy at least one song for sure.
Off the
Listen
album.
to the whole album. If you like it, buy the whole album. If not, choose your favorite.
Yeah. Some nice songs on there too, man.
Melly, what have you been doing, and what's in the pipeline? What's coming up?
So I've been recording. I have some videos and some songs coming. Some collaborations.
Right.
Just working and ready to spread some more of my energy, you know what I mean, with the world. And just pushing. And you guys can also find my new tune, Pon Me, on all platforms. And you can follow me on social media at IAM_Melly Rose on all platforms.
All platforms. Yeah. We need to I'm gonna move on names. We need to get the cover shot for this video when I put it up on YouTube.
What is this?
They pose on
makeup.
Hold on. Shake the head.
Let me get rid of this.
I'm not doing anything.
Get rid of that. Boom.
And you got the head.
Melly, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's hold still for 1 second or 5 seconds, 3 seconds. Boom.
The whole world just saw exposure pictures, bro. Jeez.
I would like you to introduce your
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, blessings.
Thanks for coming, guys. What I do now, Mel, you will introduce your music video. We'll show that. You guys could digs out, and I'll just do a close after that. But you're free to digs out once the music video play. But problem, it was real. Tell Mexico, it was. We should go.
Make sure you say Escaret Resort, Casa Fuego.
I feel like everybody going to Mexico that I know. Like Mexico's the only place taking the Americans.
Yeah, but listen, when you go to Mexico, go to Escaret. All inclusive. Stay in Casa Fuego. It's the best spot. It's the VIP part of the hotel. Right? You can't just walk over that side. We cut off from everybody. Good on that side. The food. Try the steak. Tell them problema sent you.
I'm so jealous. We are locked down. We can't go.
I know
y'all
stuck, man. And it was easy to was in and out. No test, no nothing.
My gosh.
Good. I might go back. Shoot.
I bet you would. Melly, introduce your latest music video with some excitement.
Okay, hold on. Hey guys, it's your girl Melly Rose, and this is my new tune, Shine Pon Me. Check it out.
So that was Melly Rose, latest music video, Shine Pon Me. So check that out. And if it's available, I'm sure it is, buy it. Cop that on iTunes or wherever it's available. Follow her on Instagram, and Problem Child. Also support his new album. Dre, aka the Carnival Ref, for another episode of the Carnival Ref Live. And yeah, our latest merch collection, Caribbean Rich. Boom. Caribbean Rich dropped this week gone on Wednesday, and lots of wicked stuff. And make sure that you do see that authentic. Wait, hold on. Trini Jungle Juice label. Otherwise, it ain't from us. So thank you very much, guys, for joining for another week of the Carnival Ref Live. And I will once again say, in good spirits, we're Western Union. Send money to your people before I go. If you're in Canada, if you're in America, and your people in Trinidad and Tobago needs to get some help, you can send money, and they do not need to go in the bank. They will just get the funds. They'll call the bank. Number is there below, 868-623-6000. They call that number, and they say, listen, send the money to my bank account. They don't have to go into any branch. Easy as that. Western Union. So big shout out to Western Union for making this show possible, and for you guys to join in, support the thing. Merch is pumping religiously. More stuff to come because Christmas is around the corner. So you want to get your orders in so we could ship it, ship it, and get out in time. So peace, love, and jungle juiceness. Until next week, I will see you guys. Keep good and be safe.